when I set out to record today's video, I knew I was probably going to end up ranting a little bit about 3 topics that I want to cover, but I was not expecting to run into a homeless person living here in the woods near my home, and I've ended up chatting to that person and I've recorded some of that, so I'm going to share that. So that'll be at the end of this video, but in the meantime I'll cut to what I'd actually recorded. So if you want to see me talking to Matt, young guy living here in the woods, and that's at the end of this video. Thanks. Welcome back to the channel. My name's John. Thanks for joining me. Today I want to cover 3 news stories that I think are worth discussing, and I will timestamp them along the bottom here. First, I want to talk about the Afghani story from yesterday, just a bit of a further development. I don't want to keep harping on about that, but just one topic that I want to cover. Second part is a little bit of information about Jaguar, where they're at, news breaking today. And then lastly, a change to voting policy in the UK. So those are the 3 topics. I'll put them at the bottom. And then at the end of those, I'll try and give you a little bit of a chuckle of just what my last day or so has been like. So something a little bit more light-hearted towards the end, all right, if you hang out that long. So I appreciate you if you're watching all of these videos, because taking it all in is really helpful, especially supporting the channel. All right, for context, it's the 17th of July and it's 12:51. Coming out just a little bit later again today, just mainly because I was waiting on the rain stopping. July and we're still seeing the crazy rain showers. Right, part 1, the Afghanis. Talked about that story yesterday. I just want to say, I actually don't really like talking about these things. I didn't want this to be a political channel. I set this channel up for a way for me to express myself and a bit of creativity when I was feeling at a real low point of losing my father and losing my job and a failing health at the time. And the goal of the channel was to escape the UK, break out, go and see a bit of the world, take a career break or retire early, whatever I can make work. That was the point of the channel. But I find myself every day just death by 1,000 cuts, right? Only we're at 1,000,000 cuts and it's only this year we're talking about, because every day feels like just another kick in the British balls to keep you down. That's how I feel about it. And yesterday I covered a story about 24,000 Afghanis, and today, you know, a day later, we're already finding out that the cost is continuing to spiral. And that cost is that many of those Afghanis are suing the British government. So whilst we're helping them out, we're bringing them here, or we've brought them here already, we've given them brand new accommodation, probably a car, we're taking care of their children's education, their health system. Whilst we're doing all of that, they're unhappy and they're suing the British government. And so far, the estimated bill for that lawsuit will be somewhere around an extra $1 billion on top of the 7 that was quoted yesterday. So now we're at 8. And when I mentioned to you yesterday that it was 24,000 and they were entitled to bring family members, and that can be somewhere between 5 and 15 people that we would be bringing, the total number that's being speculated yesterday is now over 100,000 people that will need to be relocated here in the UK. And so covering that topic is difficult. How you doing? You all right? Covering that topic was difficult, but I think you at least have to just be aware of what is happening in this country, because you are paying for it. You, through your taxes, your savings, your whatever, your council tax, your car on the road, it's all being eaten up by this government to try and just pretend that everything is okay, to make sure you, the normies, that's what I'm going to call you, because that's what we are, the normies of this country. But even that sounds a bit posh these days. Let's give it the title that it really is. You're a tax slave. You, the tax slave, need to keep this shit afloat, regardless of how many mistakes that get made, because nobody is ever held accountable. Where's the guy that sent the Excel spreadsheet twice? Did you hear anything about that? No, but you could guarantee if this was a story about the right, they'd be named, be in the front of the papers, their address would be published, they'd be doxed. But no, when it's just a balls up like this that costs £8 billion so far. You don't get to know anything about it. And again, the fact that both governments successfully held on to a super injunction to tell you nothing about this tells you that you are the tax slave. Hello tax slaves, welcome to Britain. Do you feel valued? Because I don't. So the Afghanis now are going to sue, and they're going to be represented probably by British lawyers, the same British lawyers that Keir Starmer probably put in place. Keir Starmer, the man that put them in place. You know, so we'll have these lawyers making bank. We'll have our new guests making bank, and in the middle of all of that, just you to pay for it. So I read that story this morning and I just thought, I don't want to get on a video and talk about this again, but I feel like I have to, because you're not going to see it anywhere else. You're not going to see it on the BBC, right? Because it doesn't fit their narrative. Because what are the BBC at this point? They are the Labour Broadcasting Party. That's what they are, the propaganda wing of whichever government is in power, because they need to stay afloat by making sure that that government supports TV licensing. So that again, another corporation that you could define as seeming quite corrupt, not on the side of the people, needs your money, the tax slave, to stay in operation. So that's that part. I'll put the news story up if I've not already done it, to let you see about this lawsuit that's going on. So that's quite wild that that's happening. Now in the second story, Jaguar. Now I posted a video several weeks ago talking about the decline in Jaguar sales, and within the comments generally was people saying, well, go woke, go broke, right? The advertising campaign from Jaguar. I found it fascinating to read through comments from people that were like, actually John, this was a planned decision by Jaguar that they wouldn't sell anything for the last year whilst they're redesigning the vehicles. Shut up. Shut up. That's what Jaguar tell you, and if your brain is not capable of processing, well, why would a car company decide that it doesn't want to sell cars for a period of time, because that's the kind of business decision that makes sense? No. This is the downfall of Jaguar. And look what happens today. All those people that shouted, this was planned, John, it's totally their concept, their idea, that they're going to take this break and then launch the new cars. What new cars? They launched a marketing campaign that backfired, targeted at an audience of about 3%, who probably wouldn't buy posh, fancy sports cars in the first place. So who was the marketing campaign for? Nobody. It was a CEO that is already significantly on the left, that represents that community, that had his bright idea. People think CEOs know everything that's going on and that they're so clued up. I can tell you, in 31 years, I've worked with few that actually gave me the impression they really knew the direction that the company was going in. I'll give you an example to that. The company that I was just made redundant from, I find it hilarious when I log in to the LinkedIn platform, a social media network that I cannot stand, right? It's populated with the most egocentric people on the planet, shouting about how amazing their days are, their lives are, their companies are. And I'm actually really just in my head, like, if I'm not going back to work, can I just delete this page? Because I'm so over LinkedIn. But let me say, I was made redundant from my business at Christmas, right? I'm out of there, life's moved on. But when I was going through the redundancy, they made 27% of the company redundant. They then realised they hadn't gone far enough, so they made another 20% of the company redundant. So that's 47%, for those that are following along, of the company went around Christmas. And then in the new year, this year, they started hiring back some of those people because they cut too deep the second time. So two guys made the decision, we've got to get rid of people, we've got to get rid of more people, shit, we need to get those people back. And you know what I laugh at? One of those two guys from the company put a post up on LinkedIn recently saying, we are such an awesome company, we've decided to give our staff a slice of the operation, a slice of the company, right? So they announced that they were giving staff a payment as like a reward for being part of the company, a payment that you can't get access to for years down the line. So an empty promise, right? They give these staff a cash reward, stocks and shares in the organisation that's worth nada right now, under the promise that, see if everything's okay down the line, guys, you'll get something out of this, but please nobody else leave. And see, when I read the LinkedIn post, it just made me laugh, because I thought, God man, the subcontext that sits underneath all of this is so laughable, so laughable. So see, when I see what's going on at Jaguar, it's another company with no idea what they're doing, lost in their own ideology and marketing department and no way out of it. Instead of just somebody sensibly being at the business going, just make fast cars that look awesome and sound awesome. Instead, they're completely lost. So today they have announced that 500 managers, sales managers, are exiting the business under voluntary redundancy. Voluntary redundancy basically means we need to make redundancies, and we're hoping some of you will decide to just go so that we don't have to go through the pain of managing this process behind it. Without those volunteers, that process then starts. Don't kid yourself. So were those jobs planned before to go? Why didn't they go before? Oh, it's because Q1 and Q2 sales of this year are absolutely diabolical versus previous years. And so the company is not looking like it's going to recover. So 500 jobs to go. So see all the people that left me messages saying that I was mental and I didn't know what I was doing. And I said to you as a reply, let's see. Oh, let's see. It's getting interesting, isn't it? And the third part of this story, 16 and 17 year olds, Angela Rayner now wants to bring in that 16 and 17 year olds can vote. Now this has been talked about a lot. The SNP were trying to do the same in Scotland. Let's not kid ourselves, people. Peel the mask back. Oh shit, it's because your reputation is absolutely in the shitter. Nobody is voting for you. Every YouGov, every poll, every independent newspaper study that's carried out tells us that everybody hates Labour and they hate the Conservatives. And Reform are in the lead only through sheer desperation of people, not because they're offering any better policies, because right now it doesn't even look like they know what their policies are. They are so all over the place. So people are desperate. People are desperate for something, and so they look to just hope. And I would say this right now, it is the best of the bad bunch, because nobody's looking at any of these parties and thinking, yeah, do you know what, see, top to bottom, I agree with this. Because you don't, if you're being honest with yourself, you've got question marks. We all have question marks. So 16 to 17 year olds will get the vote thanks to Angela Rayner proposed. Probably just one of these things where they're like, shit, we've just taken an absolute kicker over the 24,000 Afghanis. Throw something out to distract them. Tell the tax slaves that we might change the vote and scupper any plans they've got of getting us out of power. Quick roll that one out, that'll distract them. Get the tax slaves to think about something else. So that story rolls out. Now, tell me, got some great viewers here that tell me regularly, got a son, I've got a daughter, I'm worried about the future. They may be sharp enough to be thinking, well, I can see what's going on here, I can see how my mum and dad are affected, and even if I get the vote, I won't be voting for Labour. But Labour think in their mind right now, yes, well, if we keep getting another 24,000 Afghanis on the way, and we'll make sure that the next decision that comes after the 16 to 17 year olds is non-citizens' right to vote. Because see down the line, people, see down the line of what's coming. Throw the 16 to 17 year olds, see how they react. If nobody really kicks off, then we'll move to non-citizen voting rights. Remember, Labour, no ID, you don't need an ID to vote, but the only way we're going to fix this country is if we have digital IDs. What? So my passport, my driving licence, my national insurance number, none of them count for shit. It's only if I get Tony Blair's new digital ID will we stop all the issues in this country. Fuck off. I mean, you'd need to be stupid to think that's the answer to anything, right? I mean, we've got Uber Eats and Just Eat with an absolute epidemic of illegal hirings delivering your takeaways. What protection rights are in there? Does Just Eat check a driving licence or a passport? Wouldn't seem so. So how are we fixing it with this? Just more control for you, the tax slave. Because here's what comes with digital ID. I don't actually agree with what the government's doing right now. Your money's just stopped. You've no access to public services. We've blocked your digital ID because you're an enemy of the state. That's what comes down the line. So, 16-year-olds to vote. 16-year-olds who can't drink, can't smoke, have only just been allowed to buy a lottery ticket, can't get married now. It's been changed to 18. You have to have parental approval before you can get married. You're not mentally of fit mind to be able to make any of these decisions, but you can shape the future of the country. Now, I'm all for the youth having a voice, but this just seems like just another snaky tactic by the current government, and it doesn't matter which one it is. They're all the same. Like, see, when you look at Reform right now, how many Tories have they joined? Or have joined them? How many? Because if I wanted to vote Tory, I'd vote Tory. But if I wanted to vote Reform, I'm still voting Tory, it would seem. Oh, apart from Nigel's charisma. Nigel not running the party right now, right? I would suggest somebody else is heavily looking after that if you look through their posts. So 16 and 17-year-olds. Now, if you go through some of the recent criminal proceedings right across the UK, have a look at how many serious assaults have taken place by people between 18 and 21 and how many of them have been prosecuted, because in the cases that I've looked at, many of them have been released by very liberal lefty judges who have said, yeah, but see, this crime that this guy committed, he's only 21. His brain's not fully developed yet, so he didn't understand that that horrific crime that he was subjecting that poor woman to was actually a crime, because he's not been able to process it. You're free to go. 21. But at 16, yes, shape the direction of the country. You're sharp enough. So how about we do this? We give the 16 and 17-year-olds the vote. However, if you commit a serious crime at the age of 16 or 17, you're named, you're put in the paper, and you face the crime like an adult. Because which is it, government? They're adults, or they're kids that don't have brains that are fully formed yet? Which is it? Because your argument doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. God, I was trying not to get mad, but it's very hard. Country doesn't make it easy. Right, I'm going to take a quick breath for a second, then I'm going to tell you the story about my last 2 days, so stick with this. This is systematic of the UK right now. You think you've put a blocker up, you think you've put a dam in place, but the water is still pissing through and filling up and filling up. Yep. Okay, so let me know what you think about all of that. I'm going to try and make a promise here that tomorrow's video won't be one of these ranty ones, because that I've covered Manchester, I've covered Glasgow with Charlie Veitch and Billy Moore, and then yesterday I've talked about this incredible scandal with billions of your money being pissed away and everybody just going Keir Starmer in Parliament yesterday, pretty much, if you watch his speech, between the lines, said, I don't know anything about this. The lawyer, the guy that's the lawyer didn't know, indicated that he didn't know about the super injunction and laid all the blame at the Tories, even though they continued it on for an extra year. He didn't know anything about it. See whatever they say, see whatever Keir says, see whatever the government says, just think the opposite. Think the opposite and you're a good place. If they say they're going to do something, you know they're not. Grooming gangs, anybody? What's happening with that? What's happening with the post office scandal? Anything happening with that? Ed Davey, the man who basically let the postmasters down, he's just busy on the telly shouting about how much coverage the BBC is giving Nigel Farage. That's his priority. Man's a clown. In fact, talking of clowns, let me just inject this little bit. I'm going to cut in here with an actual video that Ed Miliband posted. Ed Miliband, the head of the environmental bit of his job, the guy that's spending billions on the eco nonsense that nobody wants. This is a real video from him. Check this.
My name's Pink and I'm really glad to meet you. You're recommended to me by some people.
He's an MP. He's an MP. People voted him. And that looks like a Mickey Mouse TikTok post. Who is that for? Who's watching that? Who here is watching that on TikTok and thinking, yeah, I'd vote for that. Right, I've sold some things on eBay and through Vinted, etc. Now yesterday I had to go post them, right? So I get in the car, one of them's getting posted away by the Royal Mail. So I go to the Royal Mail sorting office, an actual full sorting office here in Northampton, Wednesday afternoon, and it's closed. Now the good news is, I've got a locker, right? There's a Royal Mail does the locker thing now. So I go to the locker, I key in the button, and it's like printing your ticket, and nothing prints. It just beeps at me, and it's like, sorry, there's an error. So I go to the door, oh, it's closed. It's closed. Of course it's closed. So we leave. I then go to a shop nearby, a Premier shop, that the Royal Mail says they'll take the parcel. Get to the shop, guy scans it, nah, we don't take that parcel. I'm like, right, so the Royal Mail stuff can sit in the car. I've now got every stuff to take. So I take the every stuff to the library. Yvonne runs in, comes back out with the parcels. Every hasn't shown up, so they're not accepting any parcels today, come back tomorrow. So I drive to the other side of Northampton to another every store, and I go in there and the guy says to me, mate, every hasn't shown up for the parcels today. We can't take any. Fine, I'll take them home. I take them home. This morning we get up, Yvonne's like, right, let's go do that run, we'll get those parcels. So we go down to the Royal Mail office, she goes to the machine, the big locker thing, still not working. So she goes inside, says to the guy, excuse me, machine outside's not working. We're not trained on that, love. We can't help you with that. She's like, it's just the label, it just needs a label. Just needs a roll of label. Nothing to do with us, pal. Royal Mail collection boxes, nothing to do with the Royal Mail sorting office. So he's like, I'll take the parcel for you. Takes the parcel.
2 days.
We come out of there, we drive to the library.
The Royal Mail.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning. She goes into the library. The person in the library's empty, says, oh, we're too busy to deal with this. Yvonne's like, there's nobody here. Everybody's not showing up for it. We've put a post up on our Facebook page, so now if you want to post something with Every, you need to check the library's Facebook page in order to see if they're accepting or declining parcels right now. So she comes outside, we get in the car, we drive across the other side of Northampton, and finally we find an Every drop-off point that we give it into. Now, I just want to categorically state here, I don't pick these delivery services. If you buy something on eBay now, you, the buyer, you pick it. Somebody messaged me the other day, oh, you're such a traitor using Every. I'm like, oh, whatever. Yeah, I'm a traitor because I picked Every over the Royal Mail. By the way, all shit. They're all shit. Every, Yodo, Royal Mail, nothing works. I don't even mind that stuff doesn't work. I just hate paying for things that don't work. And you're paying through the nose, right? Well, the client is the customer, but it's added on. It's effectively making your product more expensive for them to pay for it. So paying £6, £7, £9 for a priority delivery when they can't even come and get the stuff in the first place. And now I've got to check Facebook to see if the library has had a delivery or collection from Every before I go there. So we do all of that, right? And I'm like to Yvonne, right? The switch has gone off in my head. I need something ridiculous to eat. Let's go to Greg's. So we go to Greg's and we get a sausage roll. We pick it up, we drive home, and I open the sausage roll to eat it, and it's fucking freezing. It's cold.
Does it look golden brown like it's been cooked in an oven?
No, because it isn't. It's stone cold, it's not cooked, and it's just classic Greg's. £1, £1.10, £1.20 for a sausage roll. No wonder Greg's shares are going through the floor, and no wonder people just rob them instead of buying anything, because you've no idea whether you're getting anything good or crap. So that was today before I came out to make this video. I was just sitting there with a cold sausage roll that just looked the most unappealing bit of crap, and just another one of those bad decisions. I've ate so well in the last weeks, and I've really kept my weight down. I'm starting to feel quite good, and then I just laugh because I'm like, I've eaten a sausage roll that was just not worth the sacrifice. Bad choices, but it made me chuckle because I thought, this can't get any worse. This can't get any worse. So that's the 3 stories. The Afghanis, billion more. What do you think about that? Jaguar, 500 jobs going. Did you see that in your magic ball when you were telling me that Jaguar knew what they were doing? And lastly, 16 and 17 year olds to vote. Do you have a 16 and 17 year old in your house? What do you think would be their choices if they came to vote? Do you think they would play into Labour's plan here, or did he see through the absolute nonsense? You can let me know down in the comments. And if you've had the delights of a cold sausage roll recently, you can tell me about that as well. Right, I'm off home to edit this and post it. Thanks everybody that's joined me and listened to this rant on a Thursday. We'll see you in the next video. It just makes me feel so sad what's happening in this country. I've just walked by this underpass here, and I've just met a guy called Matt with his dog who's living homeless in the woods back there. I haven't seen this guy before, and I don't want to just be videoing somebody, but I've just gone and had a chat with him to see if he was okay. He looks like he's maybe very late 20s, early 30s, English lad. Introduced himself and his dog and told me he's just fallen on hard times and he's living there in the woods. So I'm going to try and go home now quickly and see if I can get this guy a little bit of food, make sure he's alright. We can't even look after our own. I'm sitting here with Matt, who is out in the woods near where I pass by, and we just got chatting and I thought I would share his story. So he doesn't really want to appear on camera, but he's got a beautiful little dog here. Let me just do this. Look at you. Hello. Okay, little dog. Right, I'll keep the camera down so it's just on your knees, right?
Yeah, okay.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
How do I put it? I was living up here with my grandparents. My granddad was really ill, so it's the reason I started staying up here. He passed away a couple of years ago, and then I've been supporting my nan since. But as time's gone by, it's been a hard journey. There's a big generational gap, and as of late, trying to get it all in one sentence, isn't it?
You take your time.
As of late, things we seem to disagree on a lot of things, and it's not fair on her to be stressed out. And I've took myself away from the environment myself because it's also stressing me out, and it's making me ill. So I've applied for help from the council.
Northamptonshire Council?
Yeah.
Are you from Northampton?
Yeah, I'm from.
You're from Northampton?
No, I'm not originally from Northampton. I'm from Hertfordshire originally, but I came here when I was 16.
Okay.
So.
How old are you now, mate?
34.
34. Okay.
Yeah. So I applied for help off them. You have to go through the process. You ring them up at the help desk, and first of all, she didn't even understand what I was asking for. She said, "What do you mean the homeless department?" And anyway, they finally come back to me, but they come back to me with an email, and it was a month and 2 weeks later, and all it said was, "Here's what we can do for you," and nothing else. Then it was followed up by a phone call.
Right.
But at this present time, I mean, I have been and viewed a property.
Okay.
So I'm trying to do it through like the local housing scheme,
Yep.
where they give you an amount.
Yep.
I'm at a predicament because I'm 34, but when you're 35, you're entitled to a substantial amount more money,
Yep, so
and
you've got
one
a year
bedroom
basically,
and a
yeah.
one bedroom flat. Yes. So I'm like got 2 months, 3 months until that time happens.
Okay, and no temporary accommodation in between that time?
Well, the temporary accommodation offered it's not the environment that I really want to be around.
Okay.
My-
Have you been in it already? And you've
I have in the past.
Right.
I have, yeah, and I've seen it. And my parents, when I was younger, were drug addicts,
Right,
and that's the environment I was taken away from.
right, okay.
So it's definitely not the environment I want to go back into.
Okay, and what about you? Is drugs an issue? Alcohol?
No. I do have beer. Yeah. But I'm not an alcoholic by any means.
Okay,
No.
all right, good.
Yeah, definitely not.
Good,
Yeah.
all right,
No.
good, because it's just one more thing to cloud your judgment,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no. I take some medication for my back. I have a bad back, and I have bad legs as well. But it's a bit of a catch-22. If you don't do anything, it actually makes it worse.
Yeah.
If you get a bit of exercise in,
Yep.
although it's painful,
Yep.
it does
What
help.
what about work? Have you been in work or?
I have. It's only been recently that I've been out of work.
Okay, what were you doing before that?
So I was doing like driving. It was construction work, but it was picking up materials and
Yeah.
then dropping them off on site.
Okay, all right.
So it was quite a nice little handy job, to be honest, because all I did was drive around
Yeah.
for the majority of the
I can
day.
appreciate that. I was
Yeah.
doing a bit of field sales, so spending loads of time in the car, just
Yeah.
driving around. So I can understand it. It's
Yeah,
quite a peaceful place
and
to
then
be.
I left that job to start one of my best friends. He was offered a contract with Wix,
Oh yeah.
and it was a good opportunity, but it fell through.
Yeah.
And I'd organised everything for this, and that fell through, and it kind of put me behind a little bit. So I had to start again afresh.
Yep.
But yeah, since then it's been tough,
And so
and
what's
I've
brought you-
also been struggling with my mental health. You know, things are always harder when life's tough. And when things improve, your mental health improves instantly.
Of course.
You know, it's not always a mental illness, as in
It's good days and bad days, right?
Yeah.
One day, it's just every day
Yeah.
brings either a new challenge
Yeah.
or a bit of fresh hope.
You know, like when I come up here, like this is one of my favourite places because everybody's so nice. I was just said to this lady, I said, "Oh, here's this chap." I said, "He's another lovely chap who's just come and stopped to see if I'm okay and if
Yeah.
I need anything." And everybody, all the way up to Blisworth Pub,
Yep. It's a good little
has been the
spot,
same. Yeah. I mean, I went on a boat for the first time the other day, and it was only briefly to charge my phone so I could use it.
Yep.
But I ended up being on there for about an hour. You know, showing me all sorts of stuff. And
Yeah, you
yeah,
get a
but
really
every
nice,
single
group of
person,
people
every
come by.
boat that I speak to, I could probably count on one hand the ones that don't really want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I
you know,
see
or-
it. I come out for a walk and I
Yeah.
can always tell when I pass a boat. If I give them a, "Hey, how you doing? Great looking boat,"
Yeah.
the reaction.
Yeah,
you
that's
get
the
tells
kind
you
of thing
kinda
I do.
everything
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Right?
and there's a lot of fishermen as well, and I love fishing.
Yeah.
So I always ask, you know, caught anything and
Yeah.
all that. So it's a nice experience.
Yeah.
Freshens your mind, doesn't it?
And how long have you been keeping around this area for? How long have you been sleeping here for?
A good week now, I'd say, around here. But I've been homeless on and off. I've been going back home and then coming away again. I was staying in my car,
Okay.
and then that had to stop.
Yeah.
I can't afford to run a car.
Yep. Okay. So is the car gone?
The car's gone, yeah, but I can't afford to run a car. It's just too much money. I don't get that amount of money a month.
Yeah.
It's
Are you getting any cash just now? Are you getting any money coming in?
job seekers allowance.
you
That's
get
it.
an allowance,
Yeah.
And what is that? What's the money
So-
for you, if you don't mind me asking?
So what happens is when you apply for job seekers allowance, you don't get money for 5 weeks.
Yep.
So you're forced to apply for an advance payment.
Okay.
So it's a loan.
Yep.
So they automatically put you in debt
Yep. Yep.
by the
Kick you
first
off on
month.
the best
Yeah.
footing, right?
Yeah, that's right. So that's just to get you through that first 5 weeks till you get your first payment. And then if say like, I forget what it was that happened. It wasn't anything malicious, it was, I got an appointment wrong or something like that, and they sanctioned me. And then I lost all my money.
Okay.
You know, and then they force you to take a hardship payment.
Right.
And then that's a loan. You have to pay it back. So every month, say that £400 benefit money, you're paying back, say, £50 for your hardship payment out of that, and then and it's different depending on how many you've had to apply for. So like my previous payment was like £278 by the time they took all the deductions.
Yep.
From the various times. So I've been on benefits before as well.
Yep.
Previous years, and that counts too. They don't forget about them. So yeah, so the deductions, you can get them reduced a bit, and as of late, and it's only temporary for 3 months while I'm going through hardship,
Yep.
that they've reduced it to £5 repayment. So I'm getting nearly the full money, but
Yeah.
it was hard won.
Yeah.
and then it'll be back to reality again within another month or two.
Okay.
I don't know where this story sort of goes sideways, isn't it? But
Finding
well,
the
one
solution
subject,
is the hard
one
part, right?
yeah. But
Okay, so what's the goal here? Just is the plan? You've got almost a year till you hit 35 before you can
no,
get
I've
that
got a
permanent?
couple of months.
Couple of months.
So if I could try and, if you look at it this way, the council, if they was to put me in a shared room, in a shared house, sorry, you're entitled to £400 a month.
Okay.
So they have to pay you a deposit, they have to pay your upfront rent, and then there's the incentive that they give to the landlord, which is £1,000.
Yep.
Right.
Somebody's
it, and
always
then-
making somewhere out of
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
isn't that
yeah.
right? And it isn't
This
the-
is to
it isn't
encourage-
It isn't you, and it isn't me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is to encourage the landlord to accept you as a council tenant because you're looked down upon.
Yep.
But yeah, so in 2 months' time, that'll all change, and then I'll be saying, "Can I apply for a flat, please?"
Yep.
And then they'll have to pay out several £1,000s more,
Yep.
and the incentive for that's double.
How are you keeping
Nearly.
in contact with the Northampton Council? Is that phone, email? Are you dropping in there regularly?
Well, actually, so about a month ago, I stopped with the council because it was a dead end, and then the job centres re-referred me through them, and I'm hoping this time it will be different.
Okay.
So I'm sort of halfway there with I know what I'm entitled to. I've been and viewed a property,
Okay.
so now all I have to do is convince the council that it's in their interest, really. If they was to put me in it now,
Yep.
then it would save them money because they wouldn't be paying for the shared room first and then a flat again straight away afterwards.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I mean, no,
They-
of course it
they-
doesn't make sense, but I'm just
Well,
dismayed
you
by
get
what
you get a
often
discretionary housing payment, a discretionary housing fund on top of your entitlement. It's never more than your rent
Yeah.
will be. So
No other
So-
family around,
so-
no brothers or sisters or anything?
no,
Just you're on your
no,
own?
no. My only relative up here is my nan. So
Okay, but you're in contact with your nan at least? Does she
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
where you are? and
Yeah,
you're
she
you're
knows,
just
yeah.
struggling to live there?
yeah. I said we'll keep in touch and I'll let you know I'm okay.
Alright, good.
And yeah, I'll let you know when things are as they've happened,
Yeah.
not as they're happening,
Yeah,
because it gets confusing.
okay.
You know, information changes, and then it's hard to keep track of, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I said, I'll update us as and when things are actually definite. But this lady's just told me several people up the road there, the council allow them to put them on boats.
Right, okay, so they're actually using some of the
So that's going to be a
narrow boats
conversation in a moment.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So
I didn't know
I'd never heard of it.
No, I haven't heard of
I
that
thought
either.
that's-
I mean, I walk the length of this and I see the boats,
I th-
and I figured it was just kind of people that were living on their narrow
Yeah.
boats. I wasn't really. I didn't
Well,
know
I
whether-
thought it's a luxury. You know, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
It's a luxury to have, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a if you're
It's
trying
hard work,
to
though.
downsize your life and go
Yeah.
to kind of quite minimalistic, it's quite appealing from that perspective.
Yeah.
But of course, there's a big outlay in getting the accommodation in the first place. Right?
Yeah, but so that's that's a new thing that it's really.
I guess it shows you the concern of accommodation that's
I would
available
take.
when we're using right?
I would take that boat though over a flat, just simply because this is my ideal scenario.
It's stretched, right? It's lovely.
I love the walk. I can't do much intense exercise.
Yeah.
But the walking I can do. Obviously the dog loves walking.
Yeah.
And all the people are lovely around here.
Yeah.
What could be better?
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like, all right, town is quite a few miles away, but it is accessible.
Yeah.
You know, so
stick to this canal, you'll hit it eventually.
Yeah. Well, if you get a bike, you roll all the way downhill to it.
Yep.
Get a scooter.
Yeah.
They have scooters, don't they now?
Yeah.
See them whizzing by. Yeah. So many ways.
Mate, I just wanted to chat briefly to you about that. I really appreciate it. I know you don't want to come on camera, so all I've filmed is just your legs.
No,
while we
thank
chat,
you.
but I'll turn this off and then we can carry on chatting for a minute or two. Is there anybody you would want to reach out to, or you're just happy at this point? You know, is there anybody, if there's anybody watching this that you would want to get a message out to, or?
No matter how tough life gets, there is always a way through it.
That's a great attitude. That's a really good attitude.
There is always a way through it,
Okay.
but you just have to persevere. Yeah. Sometimes it's very tough.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
mate, let me stop. This is where I was passing by, in this Matt's possessions, where he's trying to dry his clothes out here that are a bit wet, and got a little camping stove here, and we're basically on a park bench on the outskirts of Northampton, and that was Matt's story. Thanks, Matt. So that is Matt that I spoke to there, 34-year-old guy, struggling to get housing, struggling to live with his grandparents, Nana, and now living in a bench in the park there. So I've left him some food. I'm actually struggling to kind of deal with it a little bit. I wasn't really expecting that today. But I appreciated him talking to me, and I've given him my number. We're going to stay in contact so that I can help him out if I can, as best I can. So that was a part of this video that I wasn't expecting today. But thanks to Matt for chatting to me. Hey, how you doing? You alright? As he said in the interview, the good part here is there are so many friendly souls walking up and down here, whether it be people on the boats or people just out for a stroll, right? He's in a relatively safe spot that people will pass by and hopefully help him out a little bit with a bit of food. I've given him a couple of meals, some juice. Alright, this was not the direction I was expecting my channel to be heading in, but sometimes you just have to pivot. You just have to pivot. As he said, you just got to keep moving. Thanks for watching. Hey, how you doing?
Stuck.
Oh, you've got stuck?
Yeah, they locked me in halfway up. They're not allowed to do that, but they did.
So stuck between this direction and this direction?
Yeah, they stopped me. So I should have been at the marina last night. So I had no electricity. So the fridge is just saved by this sun now. Whether I poison myself later with the eggs, I don't know.
God.
But they stopped me. They're not allowed to do that. Once you're on the arm, they got to let you go through.
Right.
And they blocked it. So I've been told 100 times by boaters that the restrictions are 10 to 4, but the flight stops, which is number 12, at 2. That is not on the website.
Right.
None of the updates. Not even the first update, not the second update. So I rang them, and this woman said, "Oh no, it stops at 2." And I said, this was yesterday when they blocked me. I said, "No, that's untrue." And she put the phone off. Then there was no Wi-Fi.
Right.
Not here. So I walked all the way up, and by then they were closed.
Yeah.
So because I got stuck there, and then the guy come along, and of course the shade.
Yep.
Which is great for her, but it's not. I mean, I might take my chairs and sit there for her.
Yeah.
But it was pretty bad until I brought it back last night, and then I got solar. I was like, thank God.
You're heading this direction, heading up to the...
that's
okay.
right. And then can't turn around here. There's no room to
Yep.
turn this around. So the windy point is at the top.
Yep.
And I can't get through to wind it up.
Yep.
So, well, that's what's the point? You're through.
So is the plan stay here for the night till tomorrow?
4 nights.
4 nights
4
there?
nights.
Wow.
Very dangerous area. I had to be quite cautious of the young guy because you never know, do you? But he turns out to be all right.
Yeah, I was
He's
just
perfectly
talking
all
to
right.
him. I
Yeah.
just met him there.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was there. I make little YouTube videos up and down the canal.
Oh, great.
So I just went to chat to him and took him a bit of food and sat
Well, I
and had
spoke
a
to him
blather with
yesterday,
him.
and he was walking with his bag. I didn't assume that he was homeless until I saw him again today. And then I realised, and I said, look, I'll come down. He goes, even just for a chat. He goes, I just feel a bit... I said, yeah, come
I
down.
know.
I've got some chairs, and I'll make you some coffee. And he said, that'd be great. I said, real coffee? He goes, that'd be even better. So I said, come and have some coffee.
Yep.
And I said, I don't have much food, but I've got a packet of biscuits that I won't eat, and you can have them.
Yeah.
I've got some pasta. If he wants to have dinner, he can come back later.
Yeah.
Because I need some sleep. I
Yeah.
have to sleep. I'm so
Yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
I was so scared
Mentally
last
drained
night.
and
Mentally
everything.
drained, physically drained.
And the locks, yeah.
I've done 47 locks on my own to get here.
Yep.
And he, and also, because this is Bankside, I couldn't open my hatches last night, or my doors.
I know, because you're just not sure, right?
And in a top tin box, it's not good.
Okay,
So,
I just live in the houses down the bottom there. Is there anything you need? Do you need water?
is
Or?
it, well, luckily, I went to, a friend of mine said that she got stuck at lock, and she went to the house, and he
Right.
gave me a 2-litre bottle of water.
Okay, all right.
So I've rang them, and they've turned around and said that, because they did say it's pouring rain, but the sun has come out, so that's good.
Yeah,
They did say that they'll come and get me tomorrow
okay.
and get me out of the locks.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So they're not allowed to, but they're going to, because they're the ones that stopped me.
Yep.
So it is a rumour. It's not true at all that the locks are closed at 2.
Yeah.
One of their guys, without telling them, has started that rumour because he doesn't want to be here at 4. So I've turned
Yeah.
around and said, she goes, we've got it under investigation. So hopefully I'll be able to get out tomorrow morning. But the engineers up there have just said, well, we're coming here at 8. And I said, well, you weren't at 8 this morning because I was up there.
Because one of the locks, maybe about 8, the water was emptied out of it recently as well.
Totally empty.
Yeah,
So what you have to do is you have to undo every lock.
Yeah, let that flow
Let the
through.
water flow through. When you're on your own, that means I have to run to
Yeah.
lock number 1, lock
Yeah.
number 2,
Yeah.
lock number 3. It's exhausting. So they are going to come and help. However, those engineer guys said, well, we've got it to Sunday. I said, no. Just because the restrictions are in place doesn't mean that you have the right over a boater
Yeah.
that's stuck.
Yeah.
I said, I actually have the right of way, and therefore I'm coming out here tomorrow. But he's just turned around and said, well, if the arm's not working, it's not working.
Okay. Anything you urgently need now?
Thank you. I don't even know where to go from here. Like, where is there anywhere?
In terms of shops, so there's a co-op, which is, let me think. I'm trying to think what's the closest.
It's like how to get out of here. Yeah,
Yes, because
with
there's
her.
the services here and there's and the co-op's down this end. So as you stay on this path,
Yeah.
the whole way round, there's a set of stairs that go up to your right hand side. When you
Okay.
go up that set of stairs, you actually double back on yourself, and the co-op it's effectively just over the back
There.
of this Jaguar here. There's a
Right.
co-op shop there,
Yeah.
but it's a little bit of a trek. What do you need?
Well, no, I'm thinking if I end up here 4 days, then I need to go and get her chicken and stuff like that.
I mean, I'd happily grab you some things and bring them back. I just live there, so I don't mind popping in the car and getting a few things.
Oh, well, that would be fantastic. But I've got to wait and see if they're going to take me tomorrow. If they
Okay.
are, then I'm all right.
So anything urgent you need just now?
No, I'm fine now.
Okay.
And if that chap wants to come down and have a bit of food, then I can cook him some pasta.
Okay.
It'll be just vegan, obviously.
Well, you
but,
can just, I've given him my number and he's just texted me as
Yes.
well, just to kind of share that number. So if either of you need anything, just message me. I'm just in the housing
Thank
estate
you.
here. I
Oh.
can pop to the co-op, and I walk this route like
That is
every day.
so nice of you. Thank you.
Pleasure to just sort something
So
out.
lovely.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of what would be the fastest, because I think if you're across this side, so if you walked across one of the gates,
Yeah.
so you got that black fence, the co-op is actually just over the back
Over
here.
there. it's getting her.
Yeah, if you
But
walk
if it's
this
just
path,
there, I could leave her, but it's in heat, isn't it? So I've got to do it.
As you walk this path and stay on it, you go under a little bridge. You would have came over the little humpback bridge.
Yeah.
You carry straight on, and it bends round to the right.
Yeah.
And as it does, there's a clearing of the trees. There's a set of stairs. If you took the set of stairs and turned right, at the end of that road is the co-op. You effectively double back on yourself this way.
But if I
the
went
co-ops,
over here,
yeah, you can cut across.
what fruit is there?
There's a at the end of that black fence, as you come by the left-hand side of the Jaguar to the road, and then it's like a kind of industrial road. At the end of the industrial road is the co-op as well.
Then I might leave her and go.
But it's open to like 11 o'clock at night.
That's when I might have to do it then, because it's when it's cooled down, because I can't leave her in the heat, because that's like a sauna in there.
Yeah.
Because it's just a badly insulated.
I mean, is
area,
it genuinely, if there's just something you need, like some chicken breast and some water or milk or something, I'll pick it up and I'll walk it back for you.
The lock guy, the lock house, he's not the lock keeper, but the lock house, he gave me 2 litres of water down just now, so I'm cool. It's just whether or not it's amazing how many litres of water you go through in a day.
I'm absolutely soaking. I walked up there, I filmed a little video, I walked up and then I saw the guy.
Yeah.
So I went and had a quick chat with him, and then I was like, right, I'll walk back to the house, I'll get what he needs, I'll walk back, I'll chat with him, and then I'll go home. And so I've just done that, and I'm absolutely soaking with the sweat of just the heat. It is very, very muggy today.
Is he still there then?
Yeah, he's just kind of sitting, and he was at that point, so there's a few people passing by.
Okay, so I might make the coffee and go up there. But it's just that it's better if he came here, then she can go inside and his dog can sit outside, and then she'll be all right. Yeah, as long as she can see me, she'll be all right.
Okay.
But thank you.
A pleasure. No problem. I'll pass by again.
Yeah, thanks for helping him as well.
Yeah, no problem. He seems like a super nice young guy.
He does. I work in mental health, and you've got to be a bit careful about. I've done forensic history with the psychiatrist, and it's amazing how many people chat to you. And they're lovely, and then the history sells you something else.
No, I know.
And, you go, wow.
I know. Well, he's got a couple of quid that if he needs something to eat, he can get that.
Go and
he's got a little bit. He's got water there. He's got a couple of meals for him or the dog or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I've got a couple of little pouches that she won't touch that someone gave me. So I'll pass on.
Hopefully he's all right. So,
yeah.
And same for you. Again, if there's genuinely.
Well, I'm not the one in poverty. I'm just I'm just stuck, and I'm not the one in. Obviously, I can't go out and get a hotel or nothing, but I am. I'm not homeless like that poor chap.
Yeah.
But there's something you could do a video on. I mentioned to him. I spoke to some people in Milton Keynes, some boaters who clearly were incapable of working. So I said, and they had nice boats. So I said, well, how did you get your boat? Because their boats at least 40, 50 grand.
Yep.
And they said council gave them to them.
Yeah.
So there is.
Yeah. He was just telling me. He was just saying as well.
Possibility. So I thought, So I spoke to some other people down on the river, and exactly the same.
That's unbelievable. I've never heard of that before.
No.
I didn't know that was a thing.
And I said, no, don't tell me. I didn't mention that I'd already spoke to some people in Milton Keynes, and this guy was loving it. He goes, I was in a right state.
Yeah.
And he goes, but I'm too gone now because he goes, I don't touch drugs now, but I was, and my brain's gone. And all he does, he goes to that pub in the day, he has a chat with them, he has a couple of drinks, he goes back and he just maintains all the boat and everything. But I think what he meant, and the other guys were saying, I mean, they've really kind of wrecked them a bit.
Yeah.
But I think what they're saying is, the boats aren't theirs.
Yeah.
But they got them.
Yeah, they'll be leasing them from the owner, and the same as at the council, same as flats, right? Overpaying for the rent on them just to get the space.
Yeah, and in marinas now, marinas accept, because I'm going down to Barton Marina, and the reason I'm going there is because it is a residential marina, and the other marinas have been industrial, which is not nice. And you have your post box, you have everything down there. You've got showers, washing machines,
got everything you need, right?
Yeah, it's got restaurants, cafes, forests, everything. And some people got themselves a boat, there's nothing wrong with living on my boat. I can live on my boat with her, it's no problem. It's £249 a month.
everything in this country is expensive right now, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
just, it doesn't matter what level of living you're at,
Yeah.
it's expensive.
But £249 plus free water and Wi-Fi, all the bins,
Yeah,
and you got all the showers.
Yeah.
They're all free.
yeah.
Don't pay for them, and you just think, well, why am I living in something that's £2,000 a month?
Yeah, my wife and I make these videos because
Yeah.
I lost my job just at Christmas.
Oh no!
My father passed away. I
Oh,
was
I'm
just
so
really
sorry.
kind of struggling with life.
Yeah.
My wife and I, and she's now taking a career break. We've sold everything and we're off. We're just going to head out the country and go live somewhere else for a period of time.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to want to feed into the system here.
Yes, I
just feel
understand.
like we're just wasting money left, right, and centre. And then I meet a guy like Matt, and I'm like, you know, a guy who needs a bit
Yeah.
of help and
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be getting it.
Yeah.
And we've just taken the decision that we'll just get a bit of a break and go and see what life is like elsewhere for a period of time. And
Yeah, good for you.
it's just, I talk to so many people that are either in jobs and they hate it, they're struggling,
Yeah.
or they want out and they don't quite know how to get out. And then other people, maybe like yourself, that's picked an alternative way of living.
Yeah,
And my
yeah.
wife and I were debating.
I sold my house and got the boat.
We were like, do we get a boat? Do we get a camper van? And we were like, well,
Yeah.
let's just go. We'll go travel for a period of time, see what we like, and then we'll go from there. And
Yeah.
but it's. I talk to people on the channel that watch that are like, well, I can't afford that, or I can't
Well,
make that happen, or
I can give you the right. Okay, so I met Earls Barton, got his number. His father just died. He's been travelling for 20 years. He has just got the most beautiful, he did it all himself, really large camper,
oh yeah, yeah,
but all done properly,
Yeah.
with wood and everything, because he's
Yeah.
an eco.
right, okay,
He's a really lovely guy,
yeah,
homeopath,
yeah.
and I got some magnesium of him because I was hurting, and I must admit it has worked. I'm
It is
still
great,
hurting,
magnesium,
but I'm not,
yeah.
I'm not fully over it, but I am physically a bit exhausted, and so I just met him by chance.
Yeah.
He just happened to be swimming in the lake, so I've got his number. If you want a camper van,
Yeah.
look, take his number and just say, we met Lucy, she said you got a camper van for sale. And he said, I'm getting ready to sell it now because he's done all this travelling all
Yeah.
over the world, and I think he's not going for a house. I can't remember what he said he's getting, but he's getting something different. Or he's moving somewhere permanently, like again travelling.
Yeah, okay.
But take his number because he has got this for sale, and he'll be fine. Because you never know if you do decide, we'll see if it's something.
Okay.
And he's an eco person. and
Okay,
he's
so
all for
look,
people.
can I get you something now just for the dog that would save you that journey?
I'm absolutely fine.
Bit of chicken breast or a bit of meat, or
All I need to know is whether they're coming at 8, if they're going to come and get me, and they're going to tell me later if they're coming to get me. And
Okay.
if they don't, then when it's cool, I can take her around.
Okay.
Then, because no, I won't. I'll take her the long way if it's cool, because then one, she's with me, so no
Yeah.
one's going to bother to jump at me or mug me, and then that way we can walk when it's cool,
okay.
as long as it's not raining.
Lucy?
But otherwise, I'll take her over the beam.
It was
So
lovely to
thank
meet
you.
you.
Yeah, you too, and thanks for being
I'm
an
John.
angel. Hi, John. So thanks for looking after Matt as well, because you've got to give out in the world, haven't we?
You have?
And you know what? You will get it back. I cannot tell you. I've fallen off mountains. I've been chucked out of windows. I've been run over 3 times. I've had 8 years worth of trauma in 14 days on that boat. That everybody said everything that's happened to you has happened to me, but over 8 years, I've had it in 14 days.
A very condensed window.
A very condensed window. Life is about adversity, right? But adversity it's shit, and I do rant, but then I go, right, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the next step, and
Yep.
that's what you've made that decision.
Yep.
The only thing I would say is use the opportunity so that it doesn't become avoidance, but it becomes an opportunity.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
the only thing I would say.
I hear
The
you.
avoidance
I
puts you
hear you.
backwards,
Yep,
and
I
you
hear
go back
you.
to the same box,
Yep,
which is
yep.
sorry, I'm a therapist by trade.
No,
So that's why.
I started this channel
Yes.
out of the loss of the job, the loss of my father,
Yeah.
and it was and sitting at home, the opportunity was, if I don't give myself something to do each day,
you'll
I'm
get
just
worse.
going to get worse.
It's just
So I come out
avoidance.
each day, shoot a video, and the point of the channel was really just to kind of share the mid-40s struggles of life, and that people watching it, they're not alone in
look
the
younger.
same challenges. Thank you, I appreciate that. That, you know, everybody's going through these, and I'm quite good at communicating it, so I
Yes.
can talk about, you know, life is hard, this is going wrong, this is going wrong, but
That's
you
right.
keep trying to find something out of it. So the channel gave me an opportunity, it's given me a new job that I can earn a little bit out of it, and I can kind of explore the creative side, and it's given my wife and I an opportunity to get out of here and kind of take that to travel with us.
And that's right. And Alexander said to me, he goes, he stayed for chatting for quite a while. He did invite us to dinner, but it was I was so knackered, you know, because I'd been stuck and everything. But I will say, great, come and sit down. So I did say
there you go.
he did say we must have met for a reason. It could well be that you are going to
There's Matt. Oh,
she
easy.
wants to play. But she's too exuberant for this one.
This day just gets weirder and weirder, but nicer. That was Lucy, who lives in her boat. She's a mental health therapist, or retired. She's living in her boat. She was helping Matt out. Matt's just arrived. He's going to have some coffee now with Lucy, and I've offered Lucy if she needs anything from the shops. And I've got Matt's rubbish to drop in a bin because he can't find a bin anywhere. So this day just carries on, getting more and more interesting. But what a couple of nice souls we've got chatting to there. So Lucy's going to make some nice fresh coffee for Matt, and he's walked down there to get a bit of dinner. Life on the canal path, folks, is never dull. So sorry that most of that was like shot at knee level, but hopefully you can hear some of that discussion. And okay, that's enough for today, John. See you guys later. Hiya. Oh, hello. Are you a little cutie? Where are you going? Hello. Are you a right little cutie? Look at that tail wrapped around. Oh, there you go. Big stretch. You don't worry about smelling the dogs, do you? Don't try and scratch me, bite me. There you go. Oh, yeah. Alright, have a great day.